Act 1, Scene 1, Childhood. So much happens in a child's mind that you can't possibly understand it all. As a child, I lived in a world of make-believe. Pretend was my favorite game, and I played it every day. I created entire worlds, and they were all at my fingertips. I watched my sister go off to school, and I couldn't wait to go. It was just another world for me to explore. And could you imagine dozens of other kids that wanted to play make-believe too? Well, school provided a shock to my system. See, it didn't matter how many stories I had created or how many worlds I had brought into existence. School's all about work. And I was never really good at work. There were teachers standing over me demanding, "Amy, why aren't you doing your multiplication tables right now? That's what you need to be doing. Stop playing around." Recess was my only escape, but none of the other kids wanted to play make-believe with me. They all wanted to run around and play tag, so I ran around and played tag too. And all through elementary school, I was forced behind a desk, and my creativity was squashed. I never really did well in school. End Act 1. Act 2, Scene 1, then I was homeschooled, and I guess I did okay with that. Math became my strong suit, and art class was the bane of my existence. So how do you figure the class that allowed me the most creativity I hated the most? I tried, and I still didn't do as well as I could. Act 2, Scene 2, 6th grade, I went to a new school. It's a fresh start, a new beginning, and I hated it. I felt like I couldn't be myself. I couldn't express myself. So I didn't talk much. I didn't have many friends. I sat behind my desk silent every day, just trying as hard as I could in school. And I started to forget about my worlds of make-believe. End Act 2. Now, open Act 3, Scene 1, 7th grade. I walked into a theater class for the very first time. And our very first assignment was to get up on stage and do improv scenes. Now, I didn't know what that meant, so I asked, and what it came down to was this. She was asking me to play make-believe for a grade. I mean, I could hardly believe it. Every other day, I got to go down to the drama room and play make-believe, but with this time, other people wanted to do it too, and this time it had a name. It was called acting. It was an art, it was my passion, and it was where I belonged. Act 3, Scene 2, that very same year, I skipped ahead to an advanced math class, and all of my grades shot through the roof. I started talking bunches, and I made loads of friends. And in high school, it was the same story. I moved to the top of my class while being involved with the improv troupe and high school play freshman year. Act 3, Scene 3, acting became my outlet. I cooperated in school. I did my work because every other day, I got to go down to Miss Schumann's room and enter another world. And in that world, I grew up, I learned, and I became who I am today, and I don't know where I would be if it weren't for theater. See, here's the main problem with schools. They think that anyone can learn anything if they're forced behind a desk long enough. They say, fail them, they'll get it eventually. But they've got it all wrong. You can't force a student or a person to be somewhere or do something where they don't fit, because every person has a place where they fit. Everyone has something that they are passionate about. They just need to find it. So give students a chance to get up and do what they are passionate about, whether it be sing or dance or draw or sports, or even play make-believe. Not only do they become stronger in their passions, but they become stronger and more well-rounded as a student and as a person. You can't expect a student to fit into one of 3 molds because every student is different. Every person has something that makes them happy. They just need to discover it. And when they find it and experience it, they will do everything they can to hold on to it, which will lead to success in the way that school wants to measure it. Morgan Freeman once said, "When I was a teenager, I began to settle into school when I had discovered the extracurricular activities that interested me. Music and theater." So don't destroy a child's creativity. Unleash it. End Act 3. Thank you.